everyone, for today's video we're going to talk about learning disabilities and what it causes by Ms. Joanna Maria Mendez, the characteristics and types of disability by Mr. Noel Calyada. Next is treatment and intervention by Fritz Kramnik Rodriguez, and last but not the least, the educational placement by Ms. Moira Jade Manuel.
What is learning disabilities? Learning disabilities are sometimes known as invisible disabilities. It is a type of neurological disorder in which a child may have difficulties in learning. This difficulty may relate in reading, writing, and arithmetic. There are some that have difficulty in listening, speaking, spelling, recalling, reasoning, and organizing information. The best example to view what learning disabilities are the Bollywood movie Taar Zameen Par, or what we all know, Every Child is Special. In that movie, the child, Ishan, has a learning disability called dyslexia, or having difficulties with writing and reading. The symptoms that interrelate are reversing letters like B instead of D, or letters like F instead of P. He always see letters in reverse and have a spelling issue, and also confused in shape and numbers. Dyslexia are just one of the types of learning disabilities. Learning disability is not a mental retardation. It is constantly mixed up and confused with other mental disorders. But children with learning disabilities have age-appropriate IQ. It's just that they have trouble or problem with processing information. Processing is what your brain does with information. It receives, it processes, it stores, and respond and communicate what comes in. What causes learning disorders? There are factors that impact the development of learning disorders include family history and genetics, prenatal and neonatal risk.
These are risk factors in pregnancy such as complication, infection, and exposure to harmful substance.
Psychological trauma.
It is an adverse or series of experiences that result in an injury or damage that changes the way the brain functions, impairing neurophysiological, psychological, and cognitive functioning.
Physical trauma.
It is because of a series of damage and injury to the body.
And environmental exposure.
Having contact with chemical, biological, or physical substances found in air, water, food, or soil that may have a harmful effect on a person's health.
Hi future teachers, I'm Noel Calyada Jr. and in this video, we will tackle about the types of learning disabilities. The first learning disability is dyscalculia. Dyscalculia is a condition that impairs a person's ability to interpret numbers and absorb math. Individuals with this sort of learning disability have poor math calculation skills as well as trouble understanding numbers and arithmetic facts. Dyscalculia is characterized by flaws in fundamental number, representation, and processing, resulting in difficulties measuring sets without counting, completing simple numerical operations, utilizing nonverbal procedures, and measuring relative magnitudes of sets. Because these math skills are necessary for higher-level math problem solving, quantitative reasoning is likely impaired for these individuals. The next learning disability is dysgraphia. Dysgraphia affects a person's handwriting and fine motor skills. And also, it is a learning disability characterized by a decreased ability to generate legible and automatic letter writing, and in some cases, number writing, which both may interfere with math. Dysgraphia is characterized by difficulty and spontaneously storing and retrieving letters and numbers. Individuals with dysgraphia frequently struggle with executive functions. Another types of learning disability is dyslexia. Dyslexia has an impact on reading and other language-based processing skills. Dyslexia is defined by difficulties with accurate and fluent language comprehension. People with dyslexia struggle with reading comprehensions, decoding, and spelling. Poor word and skills might have an impact on reading comprehension. Students with learning disabilities frequently show deficiencies in pronunciation and phonological awareness, which refers to the ability to hear, identify, and manipulate the sound structure of a spoken word, including its vowel and syllables. Individuals with dyslexia may also have impaired orthographic processing, which interferes with connecting letters and letter combinations with sounds accurately and fluently. Another types of learning disabilities is nonverbal learning disabilities. This kind of disability recognizing nonverbal signals, including such facial expressions or body language, and may have poor coordinations. According to a growing amount of research, roughly 5% of people with learning impairments or disabilities exhibit the behavioral and cognitive impairments associated with nonverbal learning disabilities. Additionally, nonverbal learning difficulties are connected to impairments in three aspects: motor skills, visual spatial organizational memory, and social abilities. Last type of learning disability is the oral written language disorder and specific reading comprehensions deficit. This type of learning problem affects a person's comprehension of what they read or of spoken language. Individuals with oral written language disorder and specific reading comprehensions deficit have difficulty understanding and expressing language in both oral and written formats. These people usually have a specific learning disability, which is characterized by difficulties in propositional thinking. Semantic processing is concerned in encoding the meaning of words, the comprehension of the order of words, and how this can modify meaning is referred to as word recognition.
Dyslexia. Dyslexia is treated using specific educational approaches and techniques, and the sooner the intervention begins, the better. Psychological testing will help your child's teacher develop a sustainable teaching program. Teachers may use techniques involving hearing, vision, and touch to improve reading skills. How do you treat dyslexia in the classroom? Other things that may help your child with dyslexia include listening to audiobooks or an alternative to reading, typing on a computer or tablet instead of writing, apps that can make learning fun by turning decoding into a game, using a ruler to help kids read in a straight line, which can help keep them focused. What is the treatment for dyslexia in adults? Treating and managing adult dyslexia. A treatment plan could include training or tutoring to help improve reading skills, which is crucial for dyslexia at any age. Teaching solutions for dyslexia. Teachers can help dyslexic students in the classroom by being aware of learning difficulties and providing extra time for students to process and learn new material. For example, children can benefit greatly by specifically learning how to read sight words. These are service words and prepositions that are commonly found in classroom reading materials. Teaching sight words through extensive repetition via computer spelling program is often the best solution. Dyscalculia. There are no medications that treat dyscalculia, but there are lots of ways to help kids with this math issue succeed. Multisensory instruction can help kids with dyscalculia understand math concepts. Accommodations like using manipulatives and assistive technology can also help kids with dyscalculia. How can I help students with dyscalculia? Giving instructions and assignments, like Create separate worksheets for word problems and number problems. Highlight or circle keywords and numbers on word problems. Allow extra time on test. Give step-by-step instructions and have the student repeat them. Provide charts of math facts or multiplication tables. How is dyscalculia treated in adults? As with other learning disabilities, dyscalculia is not treated with medication. Rather, specialized learning strategies and strategic accommodations are used to help children and adults with the condition compensate for difficulties and approach math confidently. Dysgraphia. Some kids with dysgraphia struggle with the physical act of writing. Occupational therapy can often help with this. Therapists can work to improve the hand strength and fine motor coordination needed to type and write by hand. They might also help kids learn the correct arm position and body posture for writing. How is dysgraphia treated? Occupational therapy is most often used in treating dysgraphia in children, but some OTs work with adults as well. Occupational therapy might include manipulating different materials to build hand and wrist strength, running letter formation drills, and practicing cursive writing, which can be easier than printing. Can you overcome dysgraphia? There's no cure for dysgraphia. Treatment varies from child to child and depends on whether they have any other learning disabilities or health conditions. Medication used to treat ADHD has helped with dysgraphia in some kids who have both conditions. Is dysgraphia genetic? Like other learning disabilities, dysgraphia is highly genetic and often runs in families. If you or another member of your family has dysgraphia, your child is more likely to have it too. How is visual processing disorder treated? Visual perception disorder treatment usually involves intensive one-on-one vision training to help children develop the necessary skills for their classroom environment, improving their reading, math, and concentration skills. How do you teach a child with visual processing disorder? Classroom materials and routines. Post visual schedules, but also say them out loud. Describe visual presentations aloud and or provide narration. Provide in time to summarize the important information from each lesson. Provide uncluttered handouts with few or no nonsensical images. Treatment options for nonverbal learning disorder. Social emotional learning, reading body language, tone of voice, protocols, executive function training to develop deficient processing skills, and physical therapy can help children manage NLD symptoms. How can I help my child with nonverbal learning disorder? First is anticipate. Know the challenges of NLD and predict problems. Understand. Think about your child's behavior from his point of view. Plan. Develop strategies for handling predictable situations. Be consistent in your responses and your support. Reinforce. Catch her doing it right.
The instructional program that SPED teacher shall implement are the following. Number 1. Self-contained or special class. A separate class for only one type of exceptionality that serves moderate to severe types of disability. It refers to a classroom in which all academic subjects are taught by a special education teacher, where the classroom is typically separated from the general education classroom. Number 2. Itinerant teaching, also called visiting or peripatetic teaching. It is a traveling teacher that reaches out children with special needs in other school or at home to provide direct or consultative services. They are sometimes specialized to work in the trades, healthcare, in the fields of special education, and sometimes providing individual tutoring. Number 3. Resource room. It is a designated place where the children with special needs enrolled in a regular school program, either by instructional situation or in a small group session handled by a SPED teacher. In other words, it is a place where exceptional students go to receive specialized services. Number 4. Pull-out. A kind of program where the child with special needs enrolled in a regular class reports to the resource room for a period for special instructions by the SPED teacher. Number 5. Integration or mainstreaming refers to the enrollment of a child with special needs in a regular class with support services. There are 2 degrees of integration. Number 1. Partial integration or mainstreaming, where a child with special needs enrolled in a special class is integrated with regular children in non-academic activities like work education, physical education, arts, school programs, and other academic subjects if qualified. Number 2. Full integration or mainstreaming. A child with special needs sits in a regular class in all academic and non-academic subjects. Number 6. Inclusion. All children with disabilities, regardless of the nature and severity of their disability and need for related services, receives their total education within the regular education classroom. It gives opportunities for the child with special needs to learn alongside with their non-disabled peers in regular education classroom. Furthermore, the other companion organization of DepEd for the SPED program are the Learning Disabilities Association, Philippine Association for the Intellectually Disabled, National Association for the Gifted, Philippine Federation for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled, Parents Advocate for the Visually Impaired Children, and lastly, National Council on Disability Affairs.